Hello and welcome students to my channel. In today's lecture, I am going to explain you what is pointer arithmetics. So let us start with the demonstration of how pointer arithmetics you can perform. At the initial level, you people need to understand that you can have two operations to be understood. First is increment operator to be applied to the pointer, then decrement operator to be applied to the pointer. Now we know that when we are actually using increment operator, that is plus plus, we know that value of the variable is getting incremented by 1, and when we are using minus minus, that is decrement operator, value of variable is getting decremented by 1. So how, if I am using pointer and if I am applying those operator to the pointer, what will happen? So let us understand that very easily with this simple example. Okay, let's what we are doing, we are going to use header files. As we know, we have this standard header file stdio.h, then we have conio.h, and then we start with the void main, and now we'll declare one variable, and with the variable I'm keeping some value, that value is assigned, and then I'm going to take a pointer. Okay, now one more thing, the ptr name is not compulsory, but you can say in C programming this is a conventional name which is mostly used by lots of developer, and this conventional name is to be considered as a pointer name, but as a pointer with a variable concept. A name can be given to the pointer in any different way, but please try to understand this asterisk sign is the symbolic identification how pointer is getting identified. So pointer has got a data type, and this particular pointer is with respect to this integer variable we are going to use it. So once you are declaring pointer, the second part in the pointer which is most important is to initialize. So always remember, we need to do two things. First, you need to declare the pointer, and then you have to initialize the pointer. As per the rule, if you are systematically doing programming, it will be quite best for you to do the declaration. So declaration is the first, then initialize. So how to initialize? We have ptr is equal to address of operator we are going to use. That is, this operator is going to store the memory address or provide the memory address, and if you want to print memory address, you have percent %p as a format specifier. So you can store now address of a in pointer ptr. Now if I want to display this, let us see, I need to check the address how it looks with respect to initial one, and I'm going to increment then pointer, not to the variable. See, we can increment variable also, but in this pointer arithmetic topics you need to understand that we are applying plus plus operator, that is increment operator, to the pointer, and we need to check whether what happens to the address, because every time when we are using pointer is very specific with respect to memory address. So our focus is not with the value. If we are going for a dereferencing, fine, we are going for the value. But when we are going for the referencing, we are interested only in the address. So let us see what address it returns at the primary level. So value of memory address is percent %p. A percent %p is a format specifier if you want to display memory address. Okay, and the address is stored in ptr, so I'm using ptr, and then I just need to check whether what address will be returned. So if I will execute this program, okay, fine, I will just put clr scr also, because the clear screen will give you an idea. Even though you are going to repeat program 10 times, you get a clear output. And if I will execute this, so this one address that you are getting as a memory address as triple F4 or FFF4, that one thing you need to understand, the primary address that we are getting of A, when the A is declared, A is created, that was triple F4. And now after incrementing pointer, what is the difference? Is it address is getting incremented by 1 or incremented by 2? That we need to prove and understand with respect to the program. So what I am going to do it, I am going to just continue with the ptr plus plus, because I know the ptr is storing fff4, Now if I increment that, I'm applying pointer with the increment operator. So this is one of the arithmetic that we are performing. And now let's print it after incrementing. What will be the address? So value of memory address after increment. Okay, so that also we are going to print with respect to percent %p, because whenever you want to see memory address, percent %p is required. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to now check for both the address, whether by what value it is getting incremented. Okay, so if I execute this program, let's check that. So see, this FFF4 is the memory address of A that primarily we have considered. And then after incrementing, the address is now that you are getting after incrementation is FFF6. So you can easily identify the difference. If you are incrementing variable, it goes with only +1. But if you're going for a memory address, it is going with +2. That's what your understanding need to be. So this program, you can get an idea about how pointer is applied with the operator. So previously we are applying operators performing calculation with respect to variable only, but now our focus is to have memory address related requirement, memory address related operators and calculation. So we are basically understanding how pointer is behaving, how pointer is working, with what direction, with what type of calculative declaration it can be used. So this is one program with respect to incrementing a particular pointer address by applying plus plus operator or an increment operator to the pointer, not to the variable. Okay, so I hope you people have understood this program very easily. Please try such type of programs because you need to practice a lot. Because if you're talking about advanced C programming, that goes with a different context. Like even though you have a normal C programming, it still need a practice. But if you're going for specific topics like pointer, the structure, then you have strings, you have macros, you need to be very much specific how you are declaring, how you are understanding and placing things properly. That is most important thing you need to understand as a student. So I hope this is understood to you. If you are gaining knowledge with respect to the videos, please have that understanding. And I'm going to continue this series for the pointers, then I'm going to use for the strings and simple programs I'm going to give you, that will give you more ideas about how you can get simple programming first, and then you can eventually create your understanding and more difficulty level that you can cross in terms of understanding. Okay, so thank you very much.